Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Just completely unplanned stream. Chat, we need to talk. We need to actually talk. Like, what is today? Seriously. We need to talk. We need to take some time. And we're taking some time to actually talk. Because what is today? Seriously, what is today? I do not understand what is today. Direct happened and then what the hell? What the hell? Okay, what the hell? I don't know. I don't know at this point. But anyways, we need to talk. Because chat, I need to explain it to you real clearly. The day didn't start the best for me. Did go better along the way, but like I got up this morning. I was tired, I was late. I go to Discord, I see that TSH, the latest TSH update is completely broken, so I literally take 5 minutes to turn on the computer and fix that, and then I go to work. And I was grumpy this morning. Again, it went better as the day went better. It's fine. Just had to take care of that. And obviously, Nenmaster is out on the DNF duel, so obviously I kind of have to add that to the asset report, yada yada yada. Got a lot of things to do. And I kind of forgot that there was a direct. And obviously I was at work, so I couldn't watch it. And it just so happened that when the direct started, I had completely forgotten. And I was on a break, okay? And then I get back from the break, it's like 4:10. It's fine, you know, you go back. You're like, all right, there's a direct and everything, and I see Mario RPG, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. Okay, that's interesting. And then at 4:17 today, this shit happens. Like, dude, what the hell? I'm like flabbergasted because obviously nobody's talking about it. It was on the Japanese Twitter. Again, 4:17. And nobody was talking about it. I'm like, I almost audibly gasped in the middle of the office, in the middle of the open space. Being like, dude, what the fuck? And then it kept on going. Again, this is 4:17. That was like, this is a 40 minutes direct. And it kept on going, and going, and going, and I see the stuff on Twitter, and everybody's freaking the fuck out, and like, dude, I see Ace Attorney investigations too. Is in English apparently? Like, just stuff happened, and I don't know, and I'm like, why? What the? Why? What did I miss? I missed everything. I missed literally everything. Because obviously, again, I was at work. I couldn't like watch stuff. And then Metroid Prime 4 happens. And I was like, guys, you gotta give up on it. And it actually happens. Like, dude. But yeah, we're here to talk, chat. So the big thing, obviously, with the directs, is that usually the audio gets copyright stricken, which kind of sucks. But we kind of have to, you know. We'll skip the Just Dance section. I saw that there was a Just Dance section. We'll definitely skip the Just Dance section. Doesn't really matter anyways. It's live service now, so you know, we'll definitely skip that. But yeah, just okay. Let's watch the direct, I guess. I know a little bit the contents of it, but like, I didn't watch it. I just saw like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was on the Switch and the PS4 and not the Xbox. For some reason, skipping the Xbox. I don't understand why. That game was delisted like along with the other ones for like 11 years. And then they tried to do Necromancy in 2017 with Marvel Infinite. And it went very poorly. They got a zombie out of it. And then it went back into silence. And then this. I'm not sure. what to think anymore, but we're gonna watch the direct. Like, this is YouTube, chat. By the way, this is YouTube. We're also watching the French direct, just because, like, obviously I'm in France, so this is my market. So we're watching the French direct, and I think I need to like set it up. I'm gonna remove this, and I need to like find where the start is, because they didn't upload the cut direct. So there's the start. And I'm still gonna have the music running for when we do breaks. And we get some music to actually listen to, but I'm still processing. I'm still processing what I saw today. Like already, let me check. Am I in 1080? I am in 1080, so we're good on that. We're good. So they start with this already, and it's like Mario and Luigi RPG is back. And already, like, again, this is the first announcement of the direct, and I'm like confused watching it unfold on Twitter, because like Alpha Dream is gone. Okay, they went bankrupt after the remake of Bowser's Inside Story, which for some reason they did on 3DS, when the game was also playable on 3DS, but that's fine. But this happens, and everyone's like, that's cool, it looks very pretty, and everything. Who's even doing that thing? Like, again, Alpha Dream is gone. But it's there, like the game is there. Of course, Luigi's gonna faceplant. I've heard theories that this might be made by Next Level Games. Obviously, we'll only know once the game comes out, because that's just how Nintendo works. They hate credits, apparently. But to be fair, you look at the animations and it looks Next Level Games quality, you know. And here's the thing, chat. I'm gonna pause for a second. Can I actually like search something? Because if you know like Next Level Games, they are very, very good at animation. And this looks really good in terms of animation. Mario and Luigi L'Épopée Fraternelle, so Mario and Luigi Brotherhood in English. It's in November, okay. That's good. But the reason why everyone thinks it's Next Level, and let me just swap, is because, yeah, they did do Luigi's Mansion 3. And they did do this little game that I despise that's called Mario Strikers Battle League Football. I despise it for gameplay reasons, like obviously just it's like the new Nintendo. It's always the same story, you know. You do a game in the 2000s, and it's like, okay, you do the game, and the gameplay is, you still know what you're doing when you do the game in the 2000s. But the gameplay is still making itself up as players discover the game. Mario Strikers Battle League is not that. Obviously, this is a 2020. This is a 2022 ass game where like everything is millimetered and there's no experimentation per se. It's a very neutered down version of Mario Strikers. But this is not my point. The point that I'm trying to make is that this game has beautiful animations. And you're like, yeah, it could be Next Level Games for one simple reason, if I can find, yeah, the gallery. Is that from this game, Next Level also has some experience doing cell shading. Like cell shading like this. This is the best part of the game, honestly. It's the visuals. It's the best part of the game. And you're like, yeah, I guess it could be Next Level. So yeah, maybe it's next level. We'll see. We'll see in the credits in November. We'll see. But like, I don't know. Nintendo doesn't really have that studio culture, if you know what I mean. So that was, and again, that was the first announcement. We're only like 3 minutes into the direct at this point. I was still taking a break. I wasn't aware that this stuff was going on. But let's continue, shall we? Again, we'll skip around when it's not really interesting. But like, chat, we gotta talk about this. Why? Why was this? Why was this the best thing in Summer Game Fest, and even like in the last few Summer Game Fest? I don't know. I don't know what happened. This is the last year of the Switch. Like, come on. I guess they want to go out like the Super NES, because the Super NES had a really good closing lineup.
Bring the championships home.
And yeah, and then stuff happens. Like, okay, first things first, we know not NES Remix, still a thing. They're trying to sell it through their Nintendo store, which sucks, which means we kind of have to import the normal version from Asia in order to get it, because again, it's exclusive to the Nintendo store in Europe. I do not know why. I literally do not know why. But yeah, it's like kind of, yeah, okay, the usual stuff that's expected. Okay, these games are coming soon. It's fine. It's the usual.
Stuck on a legend
But yeah.
Check out classified information.
I guess I'll just comment as it goes.
To help you improve.
If something is really just not my cup of tea, I'll just skip it. But this is fine. We're not buying this, but this is fine. Like, to me, it's less interesting than NES Remix. And I have NES Remix. Like, I have the physical copy of NES Remix, the full pack on the Wii U. I need to play that at some point. That physical copy is rare, by the way. It's not available in Europe. So by my standards, it's rare. It's like one I imported from America. And one of the reasons why, yeah, we have the Wii U region freed. So okay, this is anime. So that's one thing, and we'll skip it. And then there's another thing that comes up already. This is an announcement 4, okay? And you wouldn't think about it.
From Final Fantasy series creator Hironobu
but yeah, Hironobu Sakaguchi. Sakaguchi has not been working with Square Enix for a while. Like a while. So sure, I guess. We're getting a new Square Enix Sakaguchi RPG, which, yeah, sure, we'll take it. This is good.
To target multiple enemies at once. You can send enemies you've encountered to a separate dimension.
If you don't know, obviously, it's not completely crazy to you at this point, but like, good God,
the more you can wipe out.
if you do know, like, what the hell is going on still?
Let them go.
And again, it's the 4th thing in the direct. We're barely like 5 minutes in at this point in the direct.
Fantasian Neo Dimension launches on Nintendo Switch.
And you're already asking questions, you know? I'm in a very special position because I care about a lot of this stuff still. This was one of the most surprising as well. Switch Sports is not done.
Basketball is being added as a free update
it's like,
to Nintendo Switch Sports.
You know that cell meme where he's like, you thought you'd see me dead, you thought I was dead, didn't you? Well, too bad, I'm alive! This is exactly that, by the way. This is exactly the thing. And they just put, like, Wii Sports Resort basketball in Switch Sports. It's completely, Wii Sports Results basketball.
Up to 4 players can also compete in 5-streak battles.
Why are they interacting, though? that I didn't see. Okay, this is also why we're watching this, is because, like, there's definitely stuff I didn't see. But yeah, Switch Sports still running apparently, still running free updates.
Free update for Nintendo Switch Sports.
For reasons.
Nintendo Switch.
Can we get some updates back for ARMS, please? Like, please. And now I'm like, what is this? This looks interesting. I didn't see that. This is the kind of games that gets drawn, that gets through, like, how do you put it? It gets drowned out by all the rest. But like that looks very cool, honestly. Very cool art style and everything. It's like a puzzle platformer of some kind. It's got some Ori-like movement, sure. This looks very nice, I will say. We might pick this one up. We'll see. Memories in orbit. Okay. Sure. Maybe it's interesting. We'll see.
It's an array of cartoon classics.
And then what's next?
Leap into a new update for Disney Illusion
Disney
Island.
Illusion Island is getting an update apparently. And I know that my brother actually likes this game. So sure, let's just get a free update for the platform. Sure.
Scattered throughout the world.
Let's go. It's just a win. It's just a W, honestly,
at the end.
for Disney.
Start sleuthing because this free update launches on Nintendo
And it shadow
Switch
drops, obviously.
later today.
Of course it's gonna shadow drop. Of course.
Island adventures await.
Then why is Hello Kitty doing an Animal
Customize
Crossing
your
knockoff?
character.
That's the question
Then
that
befriend
I also
Hello
have
Kitty,
here.
Kuromi, and other familiar faces in
Like the
this
camera is
open
so
world
Animal
adventure.
Crossing. Which, by the way, is
Team up with
also
your new
weird
pals to
because
solve
Hello
mysteries
Kitty is
and
not a
restore
stranger
Friendship
to
Island
Animal
plan.
Crossing
Hello Kitty
collabs.
Island Adventure launches as a timed console exclusive on Nintendo Switch
But
next year.
this looks very Animal Crossing with
Let's
the
get
camera.
loony in this wacky sports game. Play as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck.
This
Porky
doesn't
Pig,
look too
and
great though.
more across
You can
4
definitely see the
arcade-style
aliasing
sports.
in
Unleash
there.
the full power of Acme across iconic levels in up to
Like, I
4
get the
player
idea
local
that the
co-op.
idea is like Mario
But
Sports League
watch
with
out
Looney
for
Tunes, but
falling
this doesn't
anvils.
look too
Looney
good,
Tunes Wacky
honestly.
World of Sports crashes onto Nintendo Switch this autumn.
What's up,
But sure, why not?
That's
This
all,
is just
folks.
licensed games, like it happens.
Game on!
Emergency meeting. New
Among Us
crew-made
updates, like
imposter
this
roles are
was
being
like
added to
speculated
Among
for
Us.
the entirety
Eliminators
of
when
Summer
eliminated
Game
as
Fest
a
as
noise
well.
maker. Plant tracking devices on others as a tracker, or turn
Sure.
invisible while taking out players as a phantom. Suss things
Yeah,
out
new-
when this free update for Among
New
Us
rules
sneaks
for
onto
Among
Nintendo
Us.
Switch
Again,
later
shadow dropping.
today.
Like, it's Among Us. And shadow drop, it's fine.
A monster army is at your command.
Now, this I don't
This is
know what
Felicidad,
this is.
a
I
realm
will
of
say.
monsters. Those
Is this
who
Monster
command and
Hunter
raise them are
Stories?
called Pharmagia and play a vital role in the land's civilization.
Not sure.
10 of Pharmagia must rise up against the oppressive
doesn't look like
Magus
Monster Hunter
to stop
Stories,
his
I will
vicious
say.
reign of the underworld. Raise monsters and
Yeah,
lead them into the fight against the
Pharmagia.
Magus' army.
This is not Monster Hunter
Plant
Stories.
seeds and cultivate.
And it's a farming
harvest them
game
to
as
make
well.
your
Like,
buddies
you know,
come
it's
to
the
life.
usual farming game from Nintendo Direct. Why is it taking that much of the Direct? Okay, this one, however, is a very Nintendo... Essentially, when I saw this, I think the reaction was like, okay, Nintendo found its Last of Us that is going to keep remastering till the end of time. That's just Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Is barreling onto Nintendo Switch in HD.
Like, again, this game exists on Wii and then was
Tiki-tac truck
remade for the
hypnotized the
3DS.
local wildlife
And now it's
stole
getting
Donkey
remade
Kong's precious
again
banana horde.
for the Switch. But like this time it makes more sense because obviously you can't play the Wii version or the 3DS version on the Switch. And this should technically bring as well the improvements of the 3DS version to the Switch, most likely. I know this game has had like improvements in quality of life stuff added to it on the 3DS version, but also the 3DS version is like 30 frames per second instead of the 60 that it runs at on the Wii. So this should technically be
and even
most
hitching a
likely
ride
the
on
definitive
Rampage.
version of
There are
Returns.
plenty of transportation
No
methods
likeliness.
available. Pass a Joy-Con controller to a buddy for 2-player local co-op.
Plus, it will have also full classic
80
controller support
appealing
quote,
levels are in
through
store,
the Switch Pro
including
controller,
the additional
which is
levels from the
one of the main
Nintendo
drivers as well of the
3DS
Wii
version.
version. Like, at least on the 3DS, you have like a normal controller to play with,
Donkey
and you're
Kong
not
Country
like trying to
Returns
play a
HD
2D platformer with the
swings onto
flipping
Nintendo
nunchuck.
Switch, January 16th.
That is the worst part of the Wii versions. Just trying to play the 2D platformer with the nunchuck analog stick. Which, by the way, also, if anyone knows, I'm going to skip real quick. If anyone knows how to put a Hall effect stick in one of these things, I'll take it. Okay, I believe this is the moment as well where my friends start freaking out. Because this game has been missing in action for a while now. And this is going to be a theme. Yeah, this is the HD 2D Dragon Quest III remake. It looks very pretty, I will say. It looks very pretty. But this is the DQ3 remake. In 2D HD, HD 2D. I don't know which way you're at. HD 2D, thank you. This is a very good art style, honestly, for, you know, quote-unquote legacy game remakes, we'll say. SNES game remakes, pixel game remakes, whatever you want to call them. This is a good art style that really fits.
Perplexing challenges.
I'm a little bit scared that it's going to get stale at some point, with Square Enix really farming the hell out of this art style. But I think Dragon Quest III is definitely a game that does deserve it. It looks beautiful. I will say it looks absolutely beautiful. And it's definitely a game that I would want to play in a remake format like this. Especially if it has like, I kind of hear the orchestra, I can't really hear. But I think this is an orchestral soundtrack, like similar to how 11S had the orchestral soundtrack after the release soundtrack of the original. This is definitely a game that I would like to play. And it's in November too. Why is everything in November? Like, always the same thing. Everything's in November. We're gonna have like 2 RPGs in November. And then you get to freak out even more. Because they're also remaking 1 and 2. And why? Why? How? Why? Who? When? Sure. Throw them in there. It's also HD 2D. Just throw them in there. Like, why? Also remember, this is also the point in the direct. Like if you look at the timeline, where in the meantime this happens on the Japan side. So everything is happening at the same time, okay? Again, this hasn't happened yet on the American side or the European side. We're at this, and this is already kind of mind-blowing. But this, sorry, this. Okay. Okay. Nintendo played the game. They played the game of Summer Game Fest by not going to Summer Game Fest and still playing the game of Summer Game Fest. Remember, this is all Switch as well. This is Switch 1. Don't need Switch 2 for any of this. Like literally. Also Elric. It's not Erdrick in French, it's Elric. Elric. Okay, this we can already skip. This we can definitely skip. Obviously they talk about Luigi's Mansion 2. Because again, the game's about to come out. They're gonna talk about it.
A smorgasbord of spooky, silly, and strategic.
Let's just switch back.
Ready
so
for
this is the part we all expect. Just them going through Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. We're not even sure if there's really anything new to this version compared to the 3DS version, but at least it's on console now.
Tricky traps.
Like you get Luigi's Mansion 1 on Dolphin, and then you have Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3 on the Switch, and it's great, you know.
On Nintendo Switch, June
It's just-
27th. Pre-orders
Yeah,
are
well, also,
available
again,
now
why did
on
they remake
Nintendo
Luigi's
eShop.
Mansion 1 on the 3DS?
Meet the quirky little Dempa
Like,
Man.
why did
Find
they
'em,
remake
catch 'em, and lead 'em on a
Luigi's
joyful
Mansion 1 on the
RPG
3DS?
adventure. Explore dungeons
Again,
and battle monsters.
some decisions I kind of miss.
Customize all sorts
I
of
kind
outfits.
of miss the point of
Decorate
it.
your
But again,
arcade however
like
you
Next
like.
Level is working on Luigi's
And
Mansion
more.
2, I believe.
Plus,
It's a
up to
port,
4
sure,
players in local
but they're
co-op
definitely
team up to
they're
catch
probably
special
working on
Dempa
it.
Man.
Because they worked on the
new
original
Dempa Man
Luigi's
is free
Mansion
to play
2,
and
Luigi's
launches as a
Mansion
timed
2.
exclusive on Nintendo
I'm
Switch,
losing
July
my words.
22nd. Strategize
And yeah,
away in
Metal
the
Slug,
tower
from what I
defense
understand,
installment
this
of the
version
Slug
of Metal
series.
Slug, it was a
Take
mobile
control
game,
of your forces
which
and
was
pulverize
re-released
enemy
without the gacha,
strongholds.
which seems to also be a trend
300
lately as
units
well,
with different
because
abilities.
Capcom did that with their
And
Mega
build
Man
out
X
the
game,
decks to win tactical
if I remember
tussles.
correctly, like recently.
You can
And this
also
is good,
slug
honestly.
it
This is
out
great
with
for
other players
preservation
in
to an
online
extent.
battles. Metal
But yeah,
Slug
it's good
Attack
that
Reloaded storms onto
companies
Nintendo
are
Switch
at least
later
aware that
today.
their own games, it's also shadow dropping by the way, that their games do deserve like a second life as a paid game. This we don't care. But I don't think it's gonna last that long, so I'll just let it roll.
To prevent an apocalypse.
But yeah,
Nightmarish fiends in
there is a lot of interesting and weird stuff happening in this direct. And like,
Darkest Dungeon 2
what,
launches on Nintendo Switch
what,
July 15th.
what?
Pre-orders begin later.
There's something
today
in the air with
on
this direct,
Nintendo
like-
eShop.
What? Sure.
More classic titles.
Okay,
are
and
on
then
the way.
NSO gets updated, because of course it gets updated. We get 4 swords, which is
Play
nice.
Link's classic
Again, this is
16-bit
an expansion
adventure
pack as
and
well.
team up online to explore randomized
But,
dungeons
and
in
I
The
don't have
Legend of
expansion
Zelda,
pack,
A Link to
by
the
the way.
Past 4 Swords.
Full confession, I do not have expansion pack for NSO. Because I don't care.
Experience
Zero
the
Mission
real
is great
Samus's
because
first
it
adventure
is
in Metroid
pretty
Zero
flipping
Mission.
hard to actually get Zero Mission. Even during the Wii U era, I don't
Coming to the
I
new
don't remember if
Nintendo
it's
64,
Zero Mission or
Nintendo
Fusion,
Switch Online mature
but
collection of
I
games.
believe it's Zero Mission. You rip it from the Wii U version, or
Brave
Turok
the
as well
dangerous
is
lost
getting
land to
on the
stop
Switch
the
Online.
campaigners' nefarious
But
schemes
you
in
also
Turok Dynasty.
didn't Turok have a remake, by the way? I'm pretty sure Turok exists on the Switch as a remake. And then yeah, they dropped Perfect Dark as well, like more Microsoft stuff
Infiltrate a
on NSO
corporation
Plus.
to end their alien conspiracy in
But going back to what I was saying about
now
Metroid
online
Zero Mission,
multiplayer.
when you get the game from your
All 4
Wii U, you
games
like
will
buy
be
the game on
available
Wii
for
U
Nintendo
when
Switch
the
Online
eShop
Plus
is up,
expansion pack
and then you
members
rip the game
later
off of your
today.
Wii U to try and get it on a Game Boy Advance or a 3DS. That doesn't work. There's like some code
Set sail to
which
save
kind of
the day.
prevents the game to run from running on a 3DS.
This is Verona.
I'm
a
gonna
young
switch here.
woman with the ability to
There's some
communicate
weird
with
stuff going on
phantoms.
with the ROM of Zero Mission on the Wii U on the Wii U Virtual Console. So it's great that there's now an accessible way to actually play Zero Mission, especially because again, we can't even buy it on the Wii U anymore. Like the eShop is gone. But even when the eShop was there, yeah, you could buy it on Wii U, play it on Wii U with like the weird filter as
When you
well.
combine the phantoms you befriended with objects
But
in
playing it
various
on
ways.
real hardware or just a proper emulator was like a pain in the ass.
Combine phantoms with certain objects
Because the
to
ROM
maneuver
just
them.
would work weird for some reason.
Combined with a cannon.
Let me skip that. Oh yeah, this is the big one. This is the big one next.
Next year.
This is where the internet explodes for me.
One's gonna take you
It's
for a
this
ride.
frame. It's this damn frame. Again,
Games featuring Marvel and
these
Capcom
games have not been
characters are
re-released
fighting
in
their way onto
11
Nintendo
years. There
Switch
was a whole
as one collection.
social media campaign 3 years ago
versus Street
called
Fighter.
Save MVC2,
Duke it out
which
in
happened to
Marvel
actually
versus
get those
Capcom
games
2, New Age
on
of
the
Heroes.
regular on the
Take down
flipping
the
modern
Kingpin, the
platforms.
beat-em-up side-scroller, the Punisher.
And everybody's freaking out as well because they all think that it's a Switch exclusive. It's not, like, of course, it's gonna come to PS4, it's gonna come to Steam, it's not gonna come to Xbox for some reason. And then we learn later that it has rollback, because of course it does now, like everything's got rollback and it's flipping great. The real question is, does Marvel 2 have rollback on Switch? Because, again, is Capcom gonna put in the effort to actually make Naomi rollback work on the Switch? That is the biggest question right now around this game. And it's coming this year. And everybody's flipping the fuck out at this point. Everybody's just flipping out. And just going completely nuts. Twitter is exploding. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm at work. I don't know what's happening anymore. But Twitter is exploding over this. Which is, again, a big deal. Like, again, to recap the story of Marvel vs. Capcom for the last 10 years, there is no story. There is no story. Essentially, in 2000... When was it, chat? I think it was 2011. Marvel and Capcom released Marvel 3. And then Marvel gets bought out by Disney, obviously. So this sucks for the licensing agreements, because also Disney wants to bring all of their games back in-house for all of their properties. And therefore, like, Ultimate Marvel 3 as well as the collection for Marvel vs. Capcom, the old ones, plus the Xbox 360 and PS3 version get delisted. You cannot buy them anymore. Okay? Fast forward to 2017, one of the two. And they re-released Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on the PS4. As well as announced Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So at this point they're essentially doing necromancy. They're bringing back Marvel 3. It's great, everyone's happy. It's not playable on the PS4. The online still sucks ass, but everyone's happy. I think it actually runs maybe worse than Xbox 360, in fact, as a matter of fact. But it comes to PS4 later, it does come to Xbox and PC as well. And then Marvel Infinite comes out and we just realize that they fucked up their necromancy. And they brought back Marvel vs. Capcom as a zombie of itself. Because of all the weird licensing agreement, because again, MCU, this was also the period of the embargo on the X-Men. From Marvel, where Disney was trying to devalue the X-Men like crazy, to essentially force Fox into like selling them back the movie rights to the X-Men. And then eventually they also buy Fox, because you know it's Disney. They buy everything. It's Disney, so they don't care. They've got the money. But yeah, Marvel Infinite comes out. It's a dud, and everyone says, "Okay, Marvel's dead. Marvel's dead, it's not coming back." Eventually a modding scene starts for Marvel 3. We know the drill. It's a wonderful modding scene, by the way. Just doing an amazing job. If you have the opportunity to go look at the custom characters in Marvel 3, please do it. It's an amazing scene. Marvel 2 also gets rollback by the way of Blueminder developing Flycast with the rollback. And eventually coming to Fightcade. So, you know, slowly but surely. We did have in 2020 the announcement that EVO was going to have Marvel 2, but obviously COVID happened and Marvel 2 is not available on PS3 and Xbox 360 anymore, so that wasn't happening. Plus EVO got cancelled as well, like even online in that sense, and then bought out by Sony. And then they do Marvel 3 last year and that was great. We've even had time to process that Marvel Infinite just got a modding scene. Like, it was, again, a month ago we were processing that Marvel Infinite was gonna be a pretty game. In like a, maybe not near future, but like mid-term. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is going to be a very pretty game at some point. Becoming Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and beyond and stuff. We were just processing that. And then Capcom just comes in a week later after like Maximilian says, "Oh yeah, well, by the way, we figured out 2v2 local with 4 players on Marvel Infinite," and everybody's already flipping the flip out over that. And then 1 week later, this. Literally, Marvel vs. Capcom coming back from the dead. Of course everybody's gonna be flipping out. Of course the collection's gonna suck and we're all gonna be playing on Fight Kit anyways. But like, it's something, you know? It's something we haven't had in 10 years, okay? You get that? It's something we haven't had in 10 years. It's something that the fighting game players, the Marvel players haven't had in 10 years, and it's hope. I'm not a Marvel player, but I'm still hyped for this shit. I'm probably gonna be buying this shit. Probably the worst version possible of it as well. We're probably gonna try and test it on the flippin' Switch, just to see if the port is good on the Switch. Like we did for like the TMNT collection and like the Vampire Savior collection. And then let's not even talk about the 30th anniversary port. This one hurts still. But this was prior to standard rollback in Japan. So let's not talk about it. Let's just talk about the Vampire collection. The Vampire collection is actually pretty decent. It's just that again, 5K better. But yeah, this just happens. And sure, we're gonna have to look at the details because there are also some flippin' stuff that also happens in there. By the way, this on itself, with rollback, okay, again, it has rollback. It's kind of crazy, but there's some stuff that's actually insane as well in this announcement. Let's get back to the Direct.
Arcade Classics launches on Nintendo Switch this year.
And I think from what I understand, they go right into New Mario Party. This is the one, yeah, New Mario Party. And again, there's a lot of confusion around this one. Because it's called like Super Mario Party, and we've seen what Super Mario Party is. Kinda sucks. Yeah, it's called Super Mario Party Jamboree. But if you've played Super Mario Party, it kinda sucks. It forces you into Joy-Con play, first and foremost. This was at the time where everybody was flipping out because their Joy-Cons was drifting. So there's that. Also Ninja's playable, so that's cool.
Ride around and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway.
But yeah, with the new Mario Party, we've been waiting for like new DLC as well for Superstar, because Superstar was actually kind of decent. Was it Superstar? Yeah, Mario Party Superstar. This gets confusing. Mario Parties on the Switch get confusing.
Along with 5
yeah, this is pretty good.
2 boards from
and there's the
game,
Superstar DLC that we were missing, you know. It's in this game.
Challenges, speed trials.
Now I've had like reports of this game potentially being playable. Because yeah, again they show Joy-Cons because you know that's their main bread and butter. Can I? Where is it?
Up to 20 players can go
Where is it? Because yeah, this one. If I look at it,
compete against your rivals and aim for first place. Try your best to come out on top.
Okay, there's the thing. I've got it, chat. I've got it. We've got the information. Let's look at it real quick. The motion-based minigames need a Joy-Con controller and are not available online. Which is good because we know online is going to be laggy anyways. Come on, this is Nintendo. Online is going to be quite unplayable. That being said, like Superstar held out pretty well online, I feel like. The minigames based on the movement commands are not compatible with the Switch Lite or the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but the minigames based on commands by buttons are compatible with the Nintendo Switch Lite and the Switch Pro controller. This game is compatible with the Switch Pro controller, guys. This game's playable, chat. This game's playable. We're actually allowed to, you know, get hyped for this game. This game is playable. It says right here, the game is playable. We're good! We are good! Anyways, back to the presentation.
There are even more new modes? The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway.
Also, yeah, there's
when
one more
Super
thing.
Mario Party
This game has
Jamboree
Battle Royale
launches on
mode for some
Nintendo
reason.
Switch
Like the
October
20-player mode.
17th.
Sure. 20-player Mario Party, sure. Let's just throw it in there.
ご覧いただいたのはシリーズ完全新作スーパーマリオパーティ
But
ー
again, what is this direct?
新たなボード
I believe at this point we're not even halfway through. We're not even halfway through. There's all this
マリオパーティー史上
this
最
bar
高級
left
のボリュームの
of
本
it.
作をお楽しみください次はこちらの映像をご覧ください
And it goes on. And there's Zelda, you know? The Legend of Zelda. And this looks very Zelda 1, by the way. The Ganon dies, Zelda's freed, stuff like that. But here's the kicker. Link dies. So it's the Legend of Zelda, but it's actually Zelda. And again, what the this is something people have been clamoring for like 30 years! They've been wanting that for like 30 years! It's running, by the way, off of the Link's Awakening engine. Which, good pick, honestly. This is a very beautiful engine. So might as well reuse that. And yeah, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, aka The Legend of Zelda, but actually
こん
Zelda.
にちは。ゼルダの伝説シリーズプロデューサーの青沼です。
What the?
ご覧いただいた映像は
Sure.
シリーズ最新作ゼルダの伝説知恵の借り物です。
Sure, just throw that in
ゼ
there.
ルダ姫一人になってしまいましたが、今回はゼルダ
The,
姫が
the,
主人公です。
the direct apparently wasn't packed enough. Just throw that in there. Something that people have been waiting for 30 years to
今
do.
作は見下ろし型ゼルダの当たり前を見直して新しい遊びに挑戦しました。映像を用意
Yeah.
しましたのでこちらをご覧ください。
Okay, we're good. There's gameplay. There is gameplay.
Stolen away. Across the vast lands of Hyrule, strange rifts have appeared and have taken many people, including Link.
Those are time rifts.
Now alone,
I'm
Zelda
already
meets
calling
the
it. This
fairy
is
Tri,
those are time rifts.
receives a mysterious staff.
This is
called
the setup
Tri-Rod and
to
sets
merge
off
the
on a journey
timelines in Breath of
across
the Wild.
Hyrule to save her kingdom.
This is the setup.
By
Essentially,
waving the Tri-Rod at
there's
its
like a
people she
split
found,
again in
Zelda
the
learned how to
timeline
create
where,
an
of
imitation
Zelda
it
1.
called an echo.
And they have
Once you learn
time
an
rifts
echo of
to
something,
actually
you
try
can
and,
recreate it whenever
you
you
know,
like.
fix the Zelda
Even if there's
timeline.
a
This is
wall
the
blocking your
setup.
path, you can create echoes of tables to get a leg up. Just like that.
Zelda's
You
just
can create
crafting
wooden
tables
boxes, old
because
beds,
reasons.
and unusual things like water blocks. How you use them separately or together is entirely up to you.
But yeah, this looks very cool, by the way.
Learn and create
Again,
echoes of things you find
Link's
while
Awakening engine,
exploring Hyrule.
very good pick
You might be surprised at what you
for
discover.
this style. It probably allows them to like kind of develop quickly at this point.
Even battles will look different. You could pick up and throw a rock.
I don't
echo,
know
for
how
example.
much of this is obviously reused
That's
assets.
not
A
all,
good
though.
chunk, I
You
imagine,
can
is
also
reused from
create
Link's Awakening.
echoes of monsters. After
And
doing
Link is
so,
clearly reused
they'll
from Link's
bite by
Awakening.
your side.
But you don't really get to see him.
Monsters have different abilities, so choose the
Yeah, I
one
don't
you
remember
want
if
to
there's like
create
goblins and
based on the
stuff in Link's
situation.
Awakening.
Wisdom is key after all.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. And again, a very good choice to actually just do it in the Link's Awakening engine, in my opinion. I just hope they managed to optimize it so that on load it doesn't like tank the frame rate.
The fate of the
Because that was a
kingdom is now
technical
in
issue that
Zelda's
Link's
hands.
Awakening had on the Switch. Was when you loaded a new area, the frame rate would
ゼ
tank.
ルダ姫ならではの
Because it's trying to
知恵を
load
生かす
everything.
借り物の遊びをご覧いただきました。借り物には非常に多く
Like, I
の
don't
種
mind
類
the
があり
30 FPS, I just don't want the frame rate
私
to
も
like
何種類
completely
あるの
tank for
か
some
数え
reason.
きれていません。
Hopefully, so
ど
I
の借り
really
物
hope they
を
fix
どの
that
ように
quirk.
使うかによって謎解きも敵とのバトルも プレイヤーの数だけ冒険が変
Yeah,
わる
this looks very
そんな
fun.
ゲームに仕上がっています。
This looks very,
ゼ
very
ルダの
fun.
伝説知恵の借り物は9月26日
That's September.
発売です。
That's a good September
ま
title,
た
by the
ソ
way.
フトと同日に特別
There's also a special Switch Lite,
Nintendo
but like-
Switch Lite も発売します。
I feel some people will care about the Switch Lite, but
新しい遊びを
not really. Not me. Yeah, I'm using
それ
the
では
docked
お返し
Switch
した
to
この
watch
まま
YouTube.
高橋さんにお返しします。
青沼さん、ありがとうございました。
And then we're still processing all the stuff that all has already happened, by the way.
引き続き
This is the setup.
デザインをご覧ください。
But there's more. There's just more. This is the part that gets copyrighted. We're skipping it. This is the problem part.
A new
And all of a
Lego
sudden it's like-
adventures on the horizon.
Again, the Sony mascot property being on Switch
In Lego
doesn't even feel that crazy
Join
anymore.
Machine Hunter
We've been
Convoy
conditioned to
on
it
a quest
obviously
save
with
the world
Summer
from
Game
ancient
Fest.
evil. Journey
But
through
I guess-
lush landscapes.
In this
Dive
mess,
deep
it's
into
like,
the cauldrons.
sure?
Climb onto tall necks and traverse other locations and
We had both Sony and Microsoft in this presentation, by the way. I just want to point that out. We've got Sony with Horizon and we've got Microsoft with Perfect Dark.
Like blast boots and gravity bombs to hunt 'em
We
down.
managed to get both Sony and Microsoft in the Nintendo Direct.
To mighty sawtooths.
Just casually, like that.
The fearsome Thunderjaw.
And it's a footnote
As you
in the
progress,
Nintendo Direct.
Aloy rebuild her home and customize her appearance with lots
Okay.
of outfits. Oh, and you
But I
don't
feel
have
like
to
this part is
explore
like
this
kind of a
vast wilderness
breather,
alone.
honestly.
Team up with
We're trying to kind of
faces from the
process
world of
everything that
Horizon
has
in
happened,
two-player
so
local
that's
or
good.
online co-op.
But yeah, again, this is the footnote.
Lego Horizon Adventures launches
Casually
on
having
Nintendo Switch
Sony and
this winter.
Microsoft in the same Nintendo Direct.
A Stray's journey.
Stray's going to
begins.
Switch, which is nice. It's gonna look like shit. Like it definitely looks like shit. I will say that much. I get it. It's a Switch. It's a Switch version of a PS5 game. It kind of looks like shit. It's kind of impressive though that it even runs. But yeah, it doesn't look good. Looks very blurry. The fact that I can tell that it looks very blurry.
Cyber City through the
It's
eyes
not
of a
great.
cat separated from their family and friends.
But we'll see how
Explore
good the port is, I
alongside a
guess.
drone known as
Definitely looking
B12
forward to at
find
least
your way
the
home.
digital foundry analysis of that port.
Carefully climb to the highest heights. Create new paths
Yeah,
for
you can
yourself.
definitely see how blurry it is. This
And
is probably
stealthily
running.
squeeze into tight
Oh,
spaces.
there is
Think
falls
like
in
a
there.
cat to make your way
There
through
is
the city.
falls in there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's running like
Not
720p
everyone
or
is
sub
excited to have
720p.
you
Probably
slinking
sub
around,
720p for me to
including
notice.
hordes of hostile creatures
All things
ready to
considered.
swarm. Keep
This is probably
exploring to venture
running at
into
like
more areas of
Xenoblade
this
2 resolution.
unfamiliar world and make your
Which,
way
if you
back to
remember
safety.
correctly, Xenoblade 2 was running like ass.
Stray
terms
finds
of
its
the
way onto
resolution.
Nintendo Switch.
I think it does
this
like
winter.
360p on portable mode. Runs like ass.
Welcome home, Hobbit.
This looks copyrighted as hell.
If you've ever wanted to live like a hobbit
Lord of
from
the
the
Rings.
Lord of the Rings,
This looks copyrighted as hell, and I don't care. And then I flip out again.
friendly hobbits and familiar faces await your arrival.
Skipping?
Interrogate.
Yeah, this is.
checkmate.
I flip out again. Because
Two Ace Attorney
we're
spin-off
finally
games,
having all of
including
the
a
Ace
sequel that was
Attorneys
previously unreleased
not only
outside
just
Japan, are coming to
on the
Nintendo
Switch and
as
the
one
PS4
collection.
and the Steam.
As the prolific
But as they
prosecutor Myers
mentioned,
Edward,
like,
take the
Investigations
case out of the
2
courtroom and investigate
never came out
crime
of
scenes.
Japan.
Gather information.
So now we've got all the Japanese exclusive Ace
Ace
Attorneys, and they're all on Switch. They're just all on Switch.
Challenging cases.
Boom,
Enjoy
done.
all new hand-drawn character visuals from the original series
My
character
gosh.
designer. Or swap to the original sprites for a more
This
classic
looks
look.
better.
Take a break
This
from your
looks better.
investigation to explore
They should have had
the
this
story,
option, honestly,
where
in
you'll find
the
character art,
first
music,
Ace Attorney
including
remake.
orchestral
I will say that
arrangements,
much.
and more.
They should have had
Past
the
and present
pixel
collide
version.
as you uncover the truth at any cost.
Alright, Von Karma is still in this game.
Ace Attorney Investigations
But
Collection.
yeah,
launches
casually
on
just
Nintendo
yeah
Switch
release the
September
rest of
6th.
the Ace Attorney
Pre-orders begin
series
later
that
today
was
on
not
Nintendo eShop.
in Europe. They just released it in Europe. Why not? That's Danganronpa, if I remember correctly. At this point, Danganronpa is just the Chunsoft thing. Chunsoft thing. I think they're just doing that, actually. So there's that. Let's skip it. I'm not really into Danganronpa.
Switch early next year.
Oh, the 100 line. No, it's not.
Embark on a
Danganronpa.
saga spanning generations.
Saga series, sure. Not really my thing.
A full remake of Romancing Saga
But
2 is
that's
marching
cool.
on to Nintendo
Cool.
Switch.
And now we're at the end.
ここまで任天堂
And
ダイレク
then
トをご視聴いただき
it's time for
あ
the
りがとうございま
internet
す
to flip out
次が
again.
最後の映像となります
For like the 6th or 7th or 8th time in this direct, they're gonna flip out again. Because Metroid Prime 4, which has been missing for 7 years! We haven't heard this game in like 6 years. But there it is. It's just there. It's still running on Switch. It's probably gonna be cross-gen, all things considered. But like, it's there. And again, the nice thing as well is that obviously Retro had the engine from Metroid Prime. They even managed to port Metroid Prime, the original, to the Switch. The remastered, as I hear, it's still the same source code. Same engine and everything. But yeah, it's Metroid Prime, scanning, scan visor. Now in HD. I mean, it was already in HD with remastered, but you get what I mean. Which, by the way, can we also talk about how Metroid Prime Remastered looks phenomenal on the Switch? It's still running the GameCube source code on the Switch, but like they redid all the assets and it looks really good. I believe that's Cyrax as well. I'm not completely familiar with Metroid, but I believe that's Cyrax, which was like teased in Federation Force as well. But there it is, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Like, yeah, we just go beyond with this direct. This is definitely the theme. It looks very pretty. I will say it looks very pretty looking at this like that. It says 2025. So yeah, clearly cross-gen. I think we all agree to say that this one's probably a cross-gen.
ご覧いただいたのはメトロイドプライム4ビヨンドの映像です
But yeah, we did see a little bit of gameplay as
よ
well.
うやく新たな情報をお伝えすることができま
Hey,
し
you can say so, like it's been,
た発売は
again, it's been 6
2025 年
years
を予定しています
since you announced that you
も
were
うしばらく
literally
お
redoing
待
the
ちいただ
game.
くことになりますがサムサラ
So
の
yeah, it's
新たな
about
戦い
time.
にぜひご期待ください今回の任天堂ダイレクトは
And that was the direct.
ご視聴ありがとうございました
And at this point in time, everyone's just like, what? Yeah, this was probably the best show in Summer Games Fest, and it wasn't even in Summer Game Fest. But yeah, I'm glad we took at least the time to watch it together, chat, you know, and kind of geek out about games. Because gosh dang it, does that feel like a long time since we've been able to geek out about games. And again, I'm in a very good position to enjoy this direct because there's a lot I can care about in this direct. Maybe not everything I will play, but there's a lot I care about, you know. Like I've been doing this joke for like 5 years again. That Metroid Prime 4 is not showing up at the direct. You gotta give up, dude. At some point, this is not happening. Knowing that obviously eventually it was gonna happen, it happened today. But like I was like, everyone just your copium. The copium is that like it's not gonna happen. Like it's gonna be better if you expect it not to happen and then it happens. You know. So yeah, this was the Nintendo Direct. Now, as promised, I will try to scroll through a little bit of the Marvel vs. Capcom website. Just because I've heard there are some interesting tidbits in there. Most importantly though, first thing I did, obviously, after that, because again, I was at work. I was not watching that. I was at work. I was just following what was going through Twitter. I didn't see any of those trailers before now, so you get also my raw reaction to it's pretty, it's not pretty, stuff like that. Kind of the problem as well with the timing of Nintendo Directs is that it often ends up during work, so I can't exactly react to them. Despite the fact that this would be probably the most interesting reactions of all of them for me to do, along with like Rivals Direct. Rivals Direct obviously didn't happen this year. Like, there's a reason I don't do reaction to Xbox, chat. Like, if you ask me, the Xbox show this year kind of sucked. I understand that a lot of people liked it, by the way, and I'm happy for them. But like, for me, it was like half shooters. I'm like, dude, give me something different, please. I want to see quirky Xbox. I don't want to see like shooter Xbox. Quirky Xbox got us Hi-Fi Rush. Obviously, you closed down Tango Gameworks! But still, yeah. So what I saw that was interesting as well about Marvel vs. Capcom, the collection. Because I can't be bothered to actually learn the full name of the collection. I believe there's some interesting stuff. So first, it's on the website that they actually confirmed, yes, it's rollback, do not worry. So yeah, it has all of these. All the X-Men vs. Street Fighter, well, all the Marvel vs. Capcom from Children of the Atom to Marvel 2, so that's good. And then they add the Punisher, which sure, it looks fun. Like, I don't know if, I don't know much about the Punisher, honestly, as a game. Confirms it's on Switch, PS4, Steam. The game is in development, of course. Has training mode and everything. There's one button specials because, of course, like that was already in the Darkstalkers collection. I keep saying the Darkstalkers collection. This was not the Darkstalkers collection. It was like the Capcom Fighting collection or something like that. And then just in small print, because now it's standard, so you can put it in small print. You know, rollback netcode is in the game. Good. Again, I don't trust Capcom in doing rollback netcode that works for a Naomi emulator on the Switch. That I don't trust them for. But at least it has rollback netcode. We'll say it has rollback netcode on Steam and PS4. Which is good. Again, missing Xbox for some reason. So yeah, Xbox is gone. Like, Xbox is not coming back, chat. It's gone. It's just a brand now. It's just your new store on the PC. It's gone. I have one. It's good for Street Fighter 6 because it has crossplay. Essentially, this thing does not have crossplay, by the way. To my understanding, this thing does not have crossplay. It has rollback netcode. Yeah, we saw that. I also heard that Punisher. Yeah, Punisher has a co-op. Yeah, it has its own section because obviously it's not a fighting game. So yeah, it has an online co-op with spectating. Because yeah, thank God it also has spectating. Needs to be standard as well. Now all it's missing is Fightcade lobbies. I always come back to it. Please add Fightcade lobbies to your game. It's much better than any kind of goddamn matchmaking you're going to try to do. Just manual matchmaking for Fightcade lobbies, that's it. Solves every player base issue. Well, not every, but most of it. Also makes it way easier to actually join your friend. If there are like 4 people in the lobby, you just find them in the list and join them, and that's it. Works very well. It's very good for those like smaller player-based release. This is a high score challenge, of course. This is the usual training mode, of course. So you get Marvel 2 Naomi with the training mode. With the usual bells and whistles. This is probably the part that is going to be the most interesting overall. For if you've already been playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Fightcade. Is that at least you have a training mode on PC that's easily accessible if you pay $40. You still need to pay $40. But I do think this is the most interesting part of the collection, is just having training mode. Because obviously training mode is going to be the Dreamcast version if you want to do that on Fightcade. You have to like download the well, not download. You have to rip the Fightcade version on top of ripping the Naomi version. We've got marquee cards. So yeah, if you're offline, you can just see the marquee cards for move list. This is fun. The problem is that, yeah, this is fun, but we do need the full move lists nonetheless in the game. Because yeah, it does like print out. It's not very accessible to have just the picture of the move list in terms of accessibility. Display filters, the usual. You have your usual like CRT filter that kind of sucks. You've got pixel integer, you've got pixel scaling. One thing I will say about the Capcom 30th Anniversary Collection that is really nice, that it has integer scaling. Like on a 1080p screen, you can actually set it to be integer scale, and that is very nice. I don't know if this one is gonna have it. I do not remember if the Fighting Collection, which I'll just say the Darkstalkers Collection, has integer scaling. I need to double check. So yeah, save states. Take on the challenges. There's achievos, of course. Accessibility feature, one bottle specials. We don't care, but it's good that it's there. Sure. Difficulty settings. Yeah, those are the dip switches. Yeah, those are definitely the dip switches. Initial lights and everything. It sounds like dip switches. Gallery mode, of course. But yeah, and then you have the game list, obviously. The full list of games. X-Men, Marvel, Street Fighter, Marvel Super Heroes, Marvel vs. Capcom, and Marvel 2. And the Punisher. Keep forgetting about the Punisher, but again, not finding him. Now, one thing I did see, I believe it's in X-Men vs. Street Fighter, if I remember correctly. Well, first off, I just want to point out, you have all the characters, and you can click on them, and boom, HD artwork, baby! HD transparent artwork. We've been waiting for this day for so long on the TSH team. Like, if you look at this looks terrible. We did the best we could with that, but this looks kind of terrible. I had to do all the cutouts by myself. So I'm very glad, and yeah, also the crops. The crop sucks. So I'm very glad we finally have official artwork for not all these games, but like a good chunk of them. We have this one, and we also I know we have, I believe, X-Men vs. Street Fighter might be in there. No, X-Men vs. Street Fighter is the one we just saw. Marvel Super Heroes vs. Street Fighter should be in there, if I remember correctly. Yep. That's Spider-Man. You love him. The Spider-Man. Marvel vs. Capcom should have it. Yeah, all the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff. Very limited roster, by the way, Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, there's Roll. I know the weird guy obviously is removed. Like the weird actor guy is removed. Number of stages have been altered. Okay. You can reduce screen flashing. That's good. It's very good. Title demo, etc, etc, etc. But most importantly, we do have Marvel 2, and we have all the artwork for Marvel 2. Like, look at it. Scable, Zmaro, Cap-Am, Cyclops. Look at my boy. Wolverine is loading. Just takes a little bit of time. We do got both Wolverines as well. All the art is here. And that is amazing. Can I just... Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, Dan. Everyone's here. That's great. Anakiris. Rare art of Anakiris, by the way. Lovely. I think he sucks in this game. Yeah, that's great. Reduced screen flashing, the usual. Yeah. But let's look at all the changes. We don't know if those are the patched version, by the way. I'm guessing we are going to have to guess from this, we'll say, low quality gameplay. If it's the patched version or the original versions. Because I know there's at least one game, I believe it's Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Which has a patch which kind of makes the game less interesting. Oh, look, Akuma. Because Akuma is in Coda. So yeah, big thing. Juggernaut and Magneto are now playable. You can just enable them on the select screen on Coda. But that's good. Screen flashing, obviously, the usual. Now here's Marvel Superheroes. Again, this one does not have artwork. Again, Doctor Doom, Thanos, and Anita are now playable. You just put them on the screen. They're not hidden characters anymore. Were they selectable to be hidden? Wait. Marvel Super Heroes. Play as Doom. Does that work? You can play as Doom. Why did you stretch it? Making this so much worse. Checked all. It's fine. Just shut up, please. I'm just trying to read stuff. Despite being an unplayable character, it's not saying that it's actually playable through code. Having a hard time on this one. And PS1 version, okay. Unfortunately, that does not include the PS1 version of Marvel vs. Capcom. Which is very interesting because it's completely different gameplay. But I think if they really wanted to knock it out of the park completely, they should have added also the PS1 version of Marvel vs. Capcom. Honestly. Just throw it in there on top of the arcade version. But yeah, it's fine. It is completely fine. Also, let me just check something. This is Japanese version. I'm guessing just like the Darkstalkers collection, you might be able to just switch to the Japanese ROM. Obviously with the Lua alterations that they do for MVSF. But still. Screen flashing, okay. Now, X-Men versus Street Fighter. I believe this is the big one. No, this is not the big one. It's just screen flashing. Is this the big one? Yeah! Cyber Akuma is now playable. Now, unlike all the others, you cannot select him in the character select screen. But you can do a full Cyber Akuma run. And this one I know was not in the original. You had to hack the game to play as Cyber Akuma. So this is actually big. This is actually a better version, quote unquote, of the arcade game. Because you can just play... Wait! Oh wait! I've just realized the ROM versions, they're just there. They're just straight up there. Let me check. Marvel vs. Superheroes versus Street Fighter. EX edition, we don't care. Version differences, maybe. Do we have a list somewhere? Is someone... You'd think this is the kind of shit that would be on Super Combo. Why play? Oh yeah, Norimaro was definitely removed. We have all of these as well, who are just secret. They're not on the thing. Yeah, you don't have like Red Hulk and stuff. Dark Sakura, make Zangief. Yeah, there's nothing. System, no. Okay. So I think what we need to do is Marvel versus Capcom. Infinite, Marvel 3, Marvel 2. Marvel vs. Capcom, Orange Hulk. I should be able to get back here from here. Story EX Edition. It's a PS1 port of the game, which is inferior. Different gameplay, because no tag team. Makes sense. And FAQ. Between each release. The first release, we'll be referencing this version of the game. PlayStation port, we don't care. Dreamcast is arcade perfect. Is it not this one? Chat, is it not this one? Matchup chart does not exist, by the way. System. Maybe it's not this one, but it's good that they also provide us with the game versions. And 9801. Actually, I might be able to just get away with looking on Fightcade. Does Fightcade provide me with that information of which one is played? Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. It is 980123. So this is the version that's on Fightcade for this one. 980123. Well, Europe for Fightcade, but like Japan and USA is gonna be fine. Let me go back. Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Oh, this one is interesting. On Fightcade, it's 970625. So the 1997 patch. Oh no, that's versus Street Fighter. Sorry, wrong one. 951024. That looked weird as well. But this one is 951024. So this one is 951117, which means this is the patched version. This one is the patched version. Let's go back to Marvel vs. Street Fighter. 970707. 9706. Yeah, this is a patch version. This one's patched. Okay. It's good to know, though. It's very nice that they give us this information. I will say this is very nice of Capcom that they just give us this information. X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And Children of the Atom as well. We need to check. So let me check. 961004, 961023. That's a patch. Okay. What about Coda? 950331. 950105. Which means this one is technically older than the version that's on Fightcade. Interesting. Very interesting. So some are older and some are like more recent. MVC2, yeah, MVC2 is just MVC2. I don't remember Marvel vs. Capcom 2 having different versions. At least it's not indicated on Fightcade because it's a Naomi game. Yeah, interesting spread of things. So yeah, there's that. There's that. Very interesting stuff to dig through, I will say. Again, very nice that you just give us this. Like, this is not information I would have expected Capcom to give us, but they just gave us this. Which is just great and perfect and great. Cool! This is cool. And Punisher, we don't care. Again, not fighting him. But yeah, with that, I'm just going to stop it from here. Like, I wasn't planning on doing a stream today, but like, I had to cover that because, like, again, what the hell happened during this direct? Like, my goodness. But yeah, with that, thank you everyone for watching. This has been a very fun stream, very short, very impromptu as well. And with that, I will see you next time.